Guys, I need to talk about this real quick. I don't know what it was today, but I had like, whoa, look at the contrast of the shadows. Jesus, my face was just like clad in black. Um, yeah, so I don't know what it was today, but I look weird. I don't look like myself. That's sorry. I'm just like, I feel like I look strange. I feel disproportionate. Oh God. No, I was just at work and I had somebody's dribbling a ball down the hallway or something. Um, sorry, all distracted. Yeah, no, I just had a moment where I realized for this book that like, not necessarily, well, I mean like somewhat, kind of a mix of like general plot hole and writing that I was just not satisfied with. Because like to be vague, I can't even really talk about it. Oh God, it sucks. I hate doing this. Oh, it's so annoying. I want to just freely talk about it. Um, Basically, you have the entirety of Omnibus, the prelude to the last book, setting up things, right? And it kind of sets a specific narrative of recovering memory to reestablish the character's identity and put them in a new place of um, knowledge and wisdom. And, and so we start out this book with that, with the culmination of that. And how I had it planned out was kind of like a back and forth thing where the character um, wakes wakes into like, think of it like Inception, like you're at like a deeper level, like the deepest level you can get of being unconscious within your own psyche, and like the miasma of whatever makes you with like your soul and your mind and stuff, wakes a layer from that into another thing where the character's kind of getting falling and transitioning between different pockets of their internal like labyrinth, like the labyrinth of your mind, the labyrinth of your soul. And they're kind of like maneuvering through these pockets, except not maneuvering in a conscious way, but kind of just like adapting and being kind of like plucked and dropped in different places as a different character, like a different entity, is trying to grab them to bring them to this entity so they can speak, so they can, whatever. Because it's like, okay, now they're awake, and so it's like before the main character wakes up in the real world, they get intercepted into this other character's thing. It's just like we need to talk, we need to figure some stuff out, and it was basically like that character trying to um, gain trust, but also like it's very obvious to everybody that's like, well, no, I don't believe anything you're saying. But then this character, that character's like, how can you believe anything that they're saying, the other characters, because they put you in this situation? How could you trust them when they immediately betrayed you? So it's like, we have each other and we need to work together. But it's like, oh, I know what's going to happen if we work together, because you're the evil one, you're the bad one. So it's like, whatever. And it's like, it's all fine and dandy or whatever. But as I've been getting into the dialogue right now, trying to figure it out, it's just like, I don't feel that it's working. And yeah, there's a way I couldn't get it to work. I'm sure I can figure it out. But I've been stressing my brain, like stretching it thin all day, trying to figure out how to approach this and make it work. And I'm just not finding a good solution that I'm going to be satisfied with, knowing the path I'm going along with it as I have it written right now. Like following what I have written, I don't know if I'm going to be satisfied with this first part of the book. So I think what I can do is kind of change up the sequencing. So I can change up some of the order that these things are happening, and I think that might make it a little bit better because I'm altering the motivations. I think instead of having that antagonist character um, try to convince the main character that, like, hey, I'm not that bad, I'm not what they say, or whatever have you. I think I'll just, because that's a bullshit angle that they're trying to take to gain trust or whatever have you. I think I'll just have it be like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is what I want, and if you don't help me with it or get out of the way, it's not gonna end well for you, like it didn't end well for other characters in this situation. And I think that's the way I'm gonna do it. I'm just, instead of trying to play like these mind games, it's gonna be pretty much straightforward. I think I want to do these mind games, but at the same time, it's like we already know the situation based on the characters that we met in the previous book. We already know kind of the dilemma that they were faced with, and like why there was strife between these other characters. It's so hard to talk about between our main cast and this opposing cast, who are technically the good guys, but are also just unaware as to what the fuck's been happening. So they're all kind of acting out of emotion, prejudice, and just like a lack of empathy kind of thing. So that's kind of was like a lot of the conflict for the previous book. So it's like we already kind of understand that. So going in and trying to like have this antagonist character spin it to be like the other characters are bad and I might be bad, but I'm not as bad as they are. Like what they're gonna do to you and blah blah blah. So it's like I think I'm just gonna, instead of trying to play secrets close to the chest, I'm just gonna kind of go with it. It's not gonna be a lot of crazy twists and turns. It's gonna be like, yeah, we are in it, and there's no need to overcomplicate it. I keep looking. That guy, I don't know. That guy, he looks like Antonio Banderas, but I don't know because he looks like him, but he also looks like Fabio. He looks like a mix of Fabio and Antonio Banderas, and I don't think it's him. Or like maybe a little bit of Orlando Bloom too. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what movie he's playing. What is this? It's bothering me because I just keep looking over and seeing it. What are you? What is this? Desperado. Desperado. That's a big movie, isn't it? 1995. Who is it? Uh, Robert Rodriguez. Yeah, it is Antonio Banderas. Okay, cool. 95. Wow. What was he, like 30s? I don't know how old he is. Who knows how old he is, not me. Anyway. Oh god, it's just such a dilemma, Snow. It's like I said, I have probably the first 4 chapters and like prologue leading into this. I have to I have to pick and choose whatever, because I had some cool dialogue and some cool interactions in there. I have to like sift through and pick and choose the dialogue that I want to keep and like the plot points I want to go with, and basically rewrite a lot of this beginning stuff and literally take a whole chapter and like move it in front of another one and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. Just another fucking hurdle. It's another hurdle, and I can't jump that high. Oh yeah, it's also Danny Trejo's over here too, and he's like a baby. Look at him. One thing I love about Danny Trejo is like it's like in his contract that if he ever plays a bad guy, that his bad guy character always ends up losing or dying, as like a lesson for like kids, like bad guys don't win kind of thing. So he always play like the biggest badass, but he always has to lose or die to have that lesson, which I think is just really cool. Danny Trejo is sick. I love that guy. Anyway, oh, it's midnight. I have therapy in the morning. Yeah, I just want to talk about that. I just kind of wanted to vocalize it because I don't know, man. I'm just like, oh fuck. I'm having a hard time with this. And I'm also just super overthinking it because this is the closer for the series. And because then, once I'm leading into all this stuff, because then, like, there's another thing where our main character has to convince another set of characters that they can be trusted or they don't have a choice but to allow the main character to go along on this like expedition to achieve a goal, and it's like they don't fucking trust you. We're like, how can I? It wouldn't make any sense for them to allow it. So it's like the first part, yeah, sure, maybe they might allow that because like that's the whole reason because they're like, oh, like okay, we need the main character's help, so we have to have that. That part's fine. But then the next part of what it leads to, where it's like we don't have to take you with us for this journey, for this mission. So I need to have a good enough reason, and I have a reason, but I just don't feel like it's solid enough. So I have to really make sure shit like that. It's like, well, the character has to go. That's like the story. We can't not have our main character go. So I have to basically bullshit and come up with a way to make it work, which is writing. But it has to be good. It has to be convincing, and it has to be not necessarily inarguable, but like enough for the reader to go, yeah, okay, I can think of a way that they could pretty much still just say no, but it's like it needs to be good enough to pass and be compelling enough. I don't know. I want to fucking die. Not really. That was a joke. But God, I thought it was gonna be so much easier when I started from the beginning to do this next draft. I was like, yeah, I'm ready for this to be smooth sailing outside of um specific, just like, regular writing stuff. But God, was I wrong. Fuck.